Hello? Hey, Chris, thanks for making time to get on the call with me. Gerald, I've been waiting for this call all day. Please tell me you have some good news. Yeah, Chris, hey, I have some bad news to share with you, man. What do you mean bad? Yeah, so the team decided to move another direction. I honestly thought you were killing it during the interviews, but they decided to move with someone else, so unfortunately you didn't get the job. What? Dude, I'm just joking. You got the job. They freaking loved you. I figured you liked that joke. It was just a joke. I'm just joking. You actually got the job. You got me there. That was hilarious. Now we're heading towards the offer stages. Before we can even get there and make you an offer, I didn't have a chance to ask you this yet, but how much do you want to make? What is the total compensation that you're looking for? Yeah, no, definitely. So you're asking how much I want to make in total compensation? Wait, I don't know how much I deserve to be paid. Anything below 6 figures. I can pay you $200,000, but I prefer to pay someone else that. I think $90,000 a year is good enough. I mean, that's already a lot of money, right? Okay, I'm pretty sure that's the most they can pay me. I'm just gonna say it. I think he's about to give in. He's gonna give me a number first. Yeah, you know what? Looking at my previous experience, I'm looking at about $90,000 per year. Just because you work hard does not equate to you being paid well. Let me repeat myself again. Just because you work hard does not equate to you being paid well. And I think that's really important to emphasize, that it's not just working hard that gets you there. It's working the right way, but also doing whatever it takes to bring your income to the next level. Because what income you receive determines the lifestyle you have, but even more than that, gives you the ability to afford things more easily, feed your family, have an emergency fund, invest in your future. So negotiating in tech or whatever you do, whatever you work in, whatever industry is extremely important. Let's get into this right now. Okay, so before even getting into the negotiating process, one thing to also understand is that the amount of money you can receive from a company is determined by the amount of value you can provide to them. What I'm trying to say is that your value to a company is determined by the value you bring to them. So your job during the interview process, to be honest, right off the bat, is to sell to the company what value you bring, because that determines your value in the market. For example, I'm a developer advocate now, right? So I'm a developer advocate. My big sell is, okay, as a developer advocate, I need to be able to code. I've been a JavaScript developer for like over 5 years. I have experience writing code, solving problems. On top of that, I've been creating content for over 5 years. On top of that, when people always ask me what makes a good developer advocate, I say storytelling. I think the most important skill when it comes to creating content and try and get people to watch your content or read your content or hear you speak at a conference, it's dependent on your ability to storytell. That is how I sell myself, and I genuinely believe that's one of the reasons why I've been able to reach the income level I'm at, and it will only go higher from here on out. That is your job. How do you sell yourself as a backend developer, JavaScript developer, data engineer, you name it, to help you reach that next level of income? And once you're able to show them that value, your value, and prove to them why they need to pay you X amount, give them a number. And when you give them that number, be confident because you know what you deserve. Anyway, let's get into it. How do you negotiate your salary at your next tech job? Let's go. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into the first point. Number one, I think the first question you even ask yourself is, when it comes to an interview, will you be the first person to give the number you're looking for, or should you wait for the recruiter to do that? I think it really depends on the situation, because there have been many times when I've gone through an interview process and I've reached toward the end of a negotiation and they ended up offering me way below than what I was looking for. There was one job where I was looking for $170K base salary and they were offering me a $90,000 total compensation. I went through 4 interviews already, right? And this was with a smaller startup, but yeah, that's not gonna work. And so I wasted so many hours and days, I guess you could say, preparing for an interview that would have never been worth it in the first place. So I personally think that it is best to give exactly the number you're looking for. And this really applies to people who are more senior, right? At this point, when I started doing this, I already had 4 years of experience. I think giving that number is very important. for example, my first base salary was 160, then went up to 180, and then eventually even up and up. It is very important for me to actually know if the interview will even be worth it if I make it past to the final stages. Now, how do you do this? Whenever I have an interview with a recruiter, for example, when I was meeting with Coinbase, when I was meeting with Brex, which I use so many examples because I'm not interviewing anymore, but when I was interviewing with them, one thing I asked was, what is the budget for this role? Because they are a larger company, they would give me everything. Literally everything when I asked for the budget. They would give me the junior salary. They would give me the mid-level salary. Then they would give me the senior salary. And then I was just curious, what is the staff level salary? Which was like 420K at Coinbase, which is absolutely insane. And then Brex, insane as well. So I really think that finding out as soon as possible what their budget is the way to go. Now, that does not mean that you necessarily have to give them exactly what you're looking for. I don't think you should do that right away. I genuinely think that, again, rather than giving them what exactly you're looking for, ask what the budget is, ask them what the range is, but you don't give a range. I think it's a big mistake saying, I personally interview people who want to work for me, and they would always say, okay, you know what, for example, yeah, Chris, I want to be a writer for you, and I'm looking to earn about $20 to $25 an hour. Around $20-25 an hour is what will make me happy. What do you think I'm going to say? Okay, well, I can definitely hire you at $20 an hour. Let me know if you want to do it, and I'll hire you right now. Because they hear the words, I'll hire you right now, they're like, oh shoot, I can have a job right away. I'll say yes. Does that make sense? Rather than saying, you know what, I'm looking for $25 an hour. I really know what value I can bring to this company, my ability to storytell and make things even more exciting and make your life easier as a content creator, right? So yes, okay, I take everything back. Do not give the first number, ask for a budget, ask for a range, and then tell them if that range matches your expectations or not. If it doesn't, move on, interview at the next company. You know what? Let me give you an example of how this happened to me before. When I was interviewing at New Relic about 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago now, this would be the first job that'll pay me over 6 figures. Prior to that, I was making 80 to 90K a year at another job. And during the interview process, the hiring manager was like, Chris, how much do you want to make? And I was like, you know what? I want to make $130,000 a year total compensation. And he was like, really? I'm like, yeah. And for me, that's a lot. Going from 90K, 80K to 130K a year is a lot of money. But then the hiring manager was like, ask for more. I'm like, what? What do you mean ask for more? Ask for more. Okay, 140. Ask for more, Chris. 150? Chris, ask for more. 160. There you go. I can do 160K base salary, not even including total compensation. Now I was like, what? That alone showed me how much I undervalued myself and how little research and preparation I did to check if I even qualify to earn even more money than I expected. Really think about it. What if I really just stuck with 130K? What if the hiring manager wasn't willing to tell me how much I should be paid? I would have been making so much more or less, maybe around 140K compared to $180,000 a year total compensation. So asking for the budget and the range is extremely important when it comes to negotiating your salary, so you know what you can work with. Now, I want to take a quick second to talk about Boot.dev. Are you just like me where I want to learn computer science, but I do not have the time or the money to go back to college to get a computer science degree? Well, what if I told you that there was a way that you could learn computer science without going back to college? This is where you can check out Boot.dev. Boot.dev is a place where you can primarily learn back-end development. What Boot.dev does is that they take a more methodical approach when it comes to learning how to program. And what they don't miss out on is on the computer science fundamentals. In fact, computer science is a core part of their curriculum in the first place. Now, what is even more amazing is the fact that all of the content's free to read. But of course, the later assignments require you to become a patron of the website yourself. Some of the languages that you can learn on Boot.dev is Python, JavaScript, and Go. And if y'all want to check them out, go to Boot.dev. I'll put the link in the description below. And Boot.dev, I want to thank you for sponsoring this video. Okay, so now let's go to another topic. I think a big mistake a lot of people make when it comes to negotiating is that when they ask for what they're looking for in regards to pay, people tend to not sound confident. When I worked for a company in somewhere around Tennessee, right, in the East Coast or Central Coast, I guess, I was interviewing a designer, and the designer was saying they were looking for a $120,000 base salary. But the thing is, I did not feel any urgency to pay them this. Why? Even despite the fact they live in New York. Because of this, they sounded nervous as hell. There's a difference, okay? For example, this is exactly how the person sounded. So I'm asking them, hey, so how much do you want to earn working here? You look like you have a lot of experience. You worked at multiple startups. What are you looking for? Her response was this. I'm looking to make about $120,000 a year. a year? Okay, I'm not trying to mock this person at all, but when you don't sound confident and you're asking for more than 6 figures, why should someone give you those 6 figures if you yourself don't even sound like you deserve it? It's very important. I mean, I've helped so many people negotiate salaries, negotiate particular pay, negotiate bonuses, and etc. One thing that I've noticed with every single one of them, of the people I tried to help, that they didn't sound confident because why? A lot of them didn't have a 6-figure salary before. And so asking for something that you feel like is unattainable, but then you just don't realize how attainable it actually is. So sounding confident is very important. For example, this was me when I asked for my compensation, my base salary. I'm at my current job. Let's just say my base salary is $120,000 a year at my current job. I'm in the interview process. I'm speaking with the senior recruiter. We're on the cell phone. He's asking me, all right, Chris, we like you a lot. Honestly, you impressed everyone. And we really see a future of you working here at Airbyte. What are you looking for in regards to pay? And this is my response. This was actually my response. And let's say what I'm looking for is 120K, right? So yeah, you know what? What I'm looking for is $120,000 total compensation. That's it. The important part is being quiet. Again, okay, so what I'm looking for is $120,000 compensation. You stay quiet. That's it. You don't try to justify why they need to pay you that much. This is already after going through the interview process. You don't need to justify it at all. You go straight to the point and you tell them what you want in dead silence. That's it. That shows the confidence of not only what you think you deserve, but you're expressing that confidence. You're showing that confidence to the person that's interviewing you, trying to negotiate with you, because you have to understand that recruiter's job, I think, yes, is to make sure they can get you to join the company, but it's also to save the company some money, right? It's also to not give you, if you're looking for 300K, but they could pay you 200K, why wouldn't they pay you 200K? I think it's really important to understand that. So when it comes to giving that number, it is your job to sound confident as hell. Now, another thing I want to talk about when it comes to leveraging your power when it comes to negotiating is making sure that you're interviewing on multiple jobs. And when I was interviewing at this current company, I had an offer from 2 other places. Actually, it was 3 other places. What having multiple different offers does is that it shows that people want you. And if people want you, that company will want you even more. Why? Because everyone wants what they can't have. If you are able to prove to them that all these companies value you for this X amount, it's going to work. I'll give you an example. And then this is also why negotiating is very important. When I worked at one company, I received a base salary of $170,000 a year with bonuses and RSUs. It's about $190K per year, $195,000 per year. Now, I was able to leverage my base salary of $170,000 a year because I had multiple offers, right? I was interviewing at GitLab. I was interviewing at another company, another startup. And I showed them my offers. And I showed them, this is what companies are willing to pay me for me to join them. Show them the offer letter. You don't have to show them the offer letter, by the way. You don't need to. I just showed it to them. So they ended up paying me $170,000 a year, base salary, total compensation around 195, maybe 193K per year total compensation. Now, the thing is, I had another coworker who worked at the same company as me, but the problem is this person was receiving a base salary of $130,000 a year. My base salary was $170K. That's a difference of $40,000. Why is that huge? It's huge because I leverage what other companies wanted to pay me. I had more power on my side because of the different offer letters. Maybe one of those offers went true. Maybe I only had another offer from GitLab and there wasn't another offer at another company. That's what I ended up doing. When I ended up leaving that company, I negotiated my salary even higher. My base salary was $170K, but I told them that I gave my 2 weeks notice, and I told them this other company was offering me X amount of base salary. They raised my base salary from $170,000 a year to $190K. Do you know what that shows me? That shows me that I could have asked for money, that I could have earned a higher base salary. I was satisfied with 170K, but I could have asked for $190,000 base salary. Not even just that, but I was also able to negotiate additional $50,000 in restricted stock units, bringing my total compensation to $240,000. They originally wanted to pay me $130,000 a year. I brought it to $170,000, and then when I left, they said, Chris, we can pay you up to $240,000. I was underpaid like crazy, not realizing their budget. This is why negotiating is so important and not being afraid to take risk, because you never know how much more you can receive. Now, last but not least, before I end this video, I know this video is going to be long, but that's okay because this video is to help you get as much money as you can possibly get. When I joined a particular company, this company, I'm making more money than I've ever had. What I'm earning now is more than I've ever received at any previous job ever. I was so excited because when they told me, Chris, how much do you want? I said, I want this amount with confidence. Then during the negotiation stage, they came to me and said, Chris, we can give you exactly what you're looking for. And that caught me off guard. I always give a high number because I always expect for them to try to, to lowball me. But this company didn't. I'm being paid what I've been wanting to be paid for years and dreaming of being paid for years. But I made a mistake. I should have either asked for more money or I should have asked for more stock options. On top of that, I didn't even ask for a sign-in bonus. I should have done that. I could have probably received, I don't know, $15K, $20,000 sign-in bonus. Actually, I probably could have received that, but I didn't ask for it. Why? Because number one, I was too scared to, I was too nervous, right? I was too nervous. And I forgot about it. When they gave me the offer that I could only dream of right then and there, all I could think of, I need to accept this now, right? So I accepted the offer, but I totally forgot to ask for maybe even more stock options or a sign-on bonus. Their job is to give you what you want, but also, to be honest, pay you as little as possible so they can have more money that they can use to pay other people, right? That's my mistake. That's what I learned. But anyway, I genuinely believe can really help you negotiate and potentially receive a higher salary. This is really important. I've helped so many people receive higher salaries. I helped someone go from $90K to making $130,000 just base salary. I've helped someone go from $110,000 to $135,000 base salary. I've helped people negotiate $30,000 sign-on bonuses. These are all the things that I just told you is what I told them. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please like this video and subscribe if you haven't yet to help me out. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.